Hey guys, I'm back with a video pertaining to MEPS. I just got back from MEPS. As you can see, I am listening to the Navy today, and they gave me a bag full of goodies. Gave me this bag. I got this hat that I have on. And then they gave me a water bottle. Pretty cool. I also got a shirt, medium size, that I have to wear. They also gave me a folder with my job, my contract, stuff about the Navy, a little magnetic thing to go in my parents' car, proud parent of a sailor, blah blah blah. But I want it to ship out ASAP. I don't ship out until March 13 of next year. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you about my MEPS experience. We drove to MEPS. We got to the hotel. It was a lot of people in this little room that was there. So when we got in the room, we had to get a paper. We had to sign the paper saying that no guys are allowed on the girls' floor, no girls are allowed on the guys' floor. The times we're supposed to meet up, when breakfast is served, etc. So we got that, we signed it, and the girls were first. We lined up, and like by twos or by one, whichever one, we went up and got keys to the hotel room. After that, we went to the hotel room. I got a roommate that was also going into the Navy active. She was pretty cool. We got up to our room, and I'm probably gonna insert a video here. But we got to the room. It had two beds. It had a couch, a TV, like a little living room area, and then it had like a little Me and my roommate, she was pretty cool. We decided to go down and eat about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, because we had to get up at like 3 in the morning to get ready, and we wanted to go to sleep early. You can eat off the buffet menu, or you can do the entree menu or whatever. We ate off the buffet, which was pretty healthy. I had like some rice, some steamed vegetables, a roll, and turkey with gravy on it, and some fruit, and some banana pudding. But after we ate, we explored the hotel. Kind of a small hotel, but it was kind of big at the same time. So anyway, we went back upstairs, we both took showers, and then we went to sleep. And then so we woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, the phone started going off, and it was time to get ready. So I got ready, got out of the shower about 3:15, 3:20. She went and got ready, and we both just sat around until about, I wanted to go downstairs at 4 o'clock, but she's like, breakfast doesn't start at 4:15, so I'm like, okay. So we get downstairs, 4:15, we walk to the breakfast bar, and she's, the lady that was sitting there, actually, we have our little ticket to get breakfast, and we're like, no. She said, well, you have to go in that room and get your ticket. So we went in the room, and apparently we're supposed to be down there by 4:15 to turn in our keys. And he was like, y'all supposed to be down here at 4:15. We was like, oh, well, we thought we had to be at breakfast at 4:15. No, y'all can't be doing that, because if you were in boot camp, you have to follow directions. Y'all can't, and all stuff like that. So it's like, okay, I'm sorry, or whatever. But we ended up getting our meal tickets, and some more girls came behind us thinking the same thing. So after that, we all went to breakfast. My recruiter told me to stay away from sodium, so That was like bacon, sausage, ham, blah blah blah. So basically I just ate grits, eggs, and grapefruit. And I seen people like piling bacon and sausage and everything on their plate. But after we ate, we went back into that room we went back in that room about 4:45, and we had to leave and get on the bus. So we got in line and got on the bus. It took us about a good 10 minutes to get to the MEPS station. We got there and it was like all jackets need to be off with hoods. You can't have any weapons, of course, on there. We got in. We went through the security. We put our bags through the little monitor thing, and we had to put our bags in this room, and we had to leave our phones in the room as well. So then we went and sat in the room with the pool table and chairs and tables until they told us what to do next. First we had to go to our Navy station, the Navy office. I went to the Navy office, got my file and everything, went back downstairs, scanned my fingerprint, took my picture. Then I had to go back upstairs to medical. When I got there, there was a man waiting. He was asking, like, he looked over the stuff and was like, oh, you never been in the emergency room? So I said no. And he wrote like a W on my name tag, I don't know what it meant, and a W on my little index card. Anyway, okay, so we got in this room and he basically went over everything with us. We had to check off our medical history, and basically you put the same thing you put when you were at the recruiter's office. After that, we all had to get like this little plastic tube and take a breathalyzer test we had to pass for alcohol. After that, he wrote some stuff down on the paper saying negative for alcohol. We had to go back to medical, and he had to send us wherever we were supposed to go. So for me, I did my hearing first, and I was just like beep beep beep, like I was just pushing the button. And then I got on this side, I kept hearing a beep 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 beep, so I kept pressing the button, but it actually was coming from outside the door, and my machine was like, you're pushing the buttons when there's no sounding or whatever. And I was like, I hear a sound. But anyway, it came from outside of the room when it's supposed to have been quiet. So after the hearing test, they write some stuff down, and then they send you, they sent me to get my blood pressure done. And I got my blood pressure done. It was like 114. They consider that high, so it wasn't my pulse, something like that. It was high, and it went down to like a 91. And this girl beside me, the one who piled bacon on her plate, her blood pressure never went down. So she had to, at the end of the day, she had to go. She couldn't enlist. She had to get a letter from her doctor saying that he took her blood pressure and everything was fine with her and all that stuff like that. So anyway, after I did that, I had to do a vision test, pass my vision, pass my color, and then I had to draw blood. They had to draw blood. I have a mark on my arm from donating plasma. He's like, you donate plasma? I'm like, yeah. So I did that, and after that, I had to go all the way down the hall to where the females go only. Well, the females, undress. So I went there. We had to do a urine sample. I was in a tight, so I went before, like a few minutes before I went back there. After that, I couldn't use it. She was just like, well, we're gonna wait till after your physical for you to be in the cup. I'm like, okay. So all the girls came out. It was me and this other girl who couldn't pee, so we had to wait. We had to do our physicals. Everybody got undressed, only bra and panties, and that did our height and weight. And we had to do a lot of stuff, duck walking and all that, and he went through and like checked everybody, like just walking around looking, making sure everything was in order. So when he seen that everything was in order, she called us, he left out, and when she called us up one by one and told us to hold our arms up, she wrapped like this gown around us and said, okay, take everything off, your bra and panties, take them all off. Took them off, got back in line. Me and this other girl were the first people because we didn't pee, so she wanted us to be first. So she went in before me, and she came out and she was like, oh my gosh, I feel violated. I'm like, and I had to go next. So I went in, and basically it was just like, hey, how are you? Tell me your name, everything, blah, blah, blah. And okay, let me look in your mouth. I opened my mouth. He looked all in my mouth, and then told me to get up on my tippy toes. I got up on my tippy toes. My ankles popped a little bit, but I got up on my tippy toes. And then he was like, okay, I need you to turn around and bend over. I turned around and bent over. He's like, okay, get on the bed, check my boobs. And then he was just basically like, okay, spread your lips. And I was like, okay. And he's like, okay, you're done. Oh, he checked my eyes too, my eyes, my nose, my ears, full physical. And so when I walked out, I got dressed. Me and this other girl had to sit in the hallway and drink water. I already had to pee by that time, so I didn't need no water. I was like, I'm not drinking none because I'm gonna pee on myself. So after everybody got done, me and the girl had to go back in and do a urine sample. We both filled up the cup, and they tested if you were pregnant, if you had any like protein in your urine, which we both didn't have any of those. And after that, we had to wait outside in chairs for us to get signed off by a doctor. And the doctor was in there busy, so another doctor came who did our physical, like our looking at us and stuff, and he signed the papers off and basically said, congratulations, like, you're good, you can get into the military. And so we left, and we had to take it back to our Navy station. I took mine back to my Navy station. They put me in, asked me did I know the people that I put on my application, asked me their address, and after that I had to get a waiver for my tattoo behind my ear, and they told me not to get any more tattoos and don't get pregnant. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna get any more tattoos. And so I went into the guy's office who was supposed to give us the job. We was looking at jobs, and the job that I wanted, which was PR, it wasn't open, so I couldn't get that job. So I ended up picking ABH, which is the aviation boatswain's mate something other, handcraft handler, which is basically like, you know, with the planes and moving around, whatever. And so I got my job. I got my rank, which is E3. And basically I had to go and swear in. So I went back downstairs. They interviewed me downstairs. I did some fingerprints. I went to eat, and then I went back upstairs and we went over my contract I signed with my fingerprint. And then I went back downstairs and I swore in, and I had to come back upstairs and get my backpack and stuff. And then I went downstairs and I was waiting on my recruiter. He said he was walking in. I was like, oh, thank you God, because I didn't want to stay here. I was done about like 1 o'clock, and it was like 2 something when I left. But we left. It was a long ride back. It was like 2 hours to get back here. So overall, my MEPS experience, it wasn't bad at all. Not how I pictured it would be. I was nervous at first, and I think that's why my blood pressure was high, and I had to pee really bad. But after I peed, my blood pressure went down. It was a good experience. It wasn't terrible, y'all. Don't think like, oh my gosh, I gotta go to MEPS. I gotta make sure I'm doing everything right. I mean, you have to do stuff right, like as far as like the exercising and stuff, but you don't really have to like worry about like, am I gonna pass? Because I was worrying the whole time, and honestly, it wasn't that bad. So you'll do great. You'll get in. Just stay away from sodium, and you will get your well, I'm enlisted in the Navy. My depart date is in March, 3 days after my birthday, so I will be 24 when I go to boot camp. But yeah, guys, that is all for this video. Have a good one.